I don't know if I put my e-cig on charge now. No, I found my wire. I don't know where I've put my e-cig to charge here. To charge. Thank you. Doobie, doobie, doo. Hey, Yolanda. I might only be reading for you. What do you think? It might be a quiet night because we don't really do YouTube that often, do we, on its own? Hey, Brandon, hope you're well. We're also from Sheffield, so you're in our neck of the wood, Brandon. I'm feeling a lot refreshed now. I've had my sleep yo-yo. I was feeling very, very tired. Hey, Andy. No, I'm here now. Good job, really, because like I said, we'll run short on here. I bet I only do about 4 readings. Because I've come on YouTube, especially because when we were on Facebook on Sunday doing readings, there were more people asking on YouTube than what I was seeing. Facebook were just flooding. So I kept missing YouTube ones. So, yeah, I'm not paying attention on my screen. So I think I'm going to split it. So I'm doing both. But I do prefer chatting YouTube to Facebook because it's an instant thing rather than waiting 10 minutes to see. So, Brandon, I will put you for a reading first, my lovely, and see what we get. Like I said, it might be the shortest live on YouTube ever. But yeah, if you can share out on Facebook for me, that'd be a really good idea. So, Brandon, for you, my lovely, we have got the Two of Feathers. I don't know what's up with my camera. So the Two of Feathers for me, there's definitely a few decisions coming up for you. And you're also in need of that directional, you need to be on the right directional path, I think, for you. But the decisions that are coming up, I think there's going to be 2 or 3 decisions that you've got coming up, Brandon. Not sure who's got I'm not sure if there's somebody around you or this is referring to somebody in spirit, but there's something about blood clots, and I don't know if there was two blood clots. I'm also seeing that there may have been issues with somebody's eyes because their eyes are showing as bright red. So I'm not sure if that's with you or to an energy that's around you. I can see there's been a split somewhere in the family also. And you're closer to one side than you are the other. But again, your family tree is not showing many greenery. So that's why I say that the family, I wouldn't say the family is very close or there's been issues within the family because obviously there's no green on leaves, there's no loving thing. Do you want me to take note of who wanting a reading? You can do Yolanda. I don't think there'll be many on, to be fair. There's definitely a new path opening up for you, though. But again, this is coming back to that decision. You've got to make that decision to go through. Stop trying to climb over things and just go straight through, Brandon, because if you're just going to climb over things, you're never going to get to where you're going. But yeah, and there's 2 energies coming through from spirit themselves. They're showing themselves as a feather. So there's 2 white feathers being sent. Not sure what the triangles mean or the diamonds, but there's something to do with triangles and diamonds. And just be careful of your discs, because I'm not sure whether there's a disc problem with you or with somebody close to you, but there's definitely something to do with the spine and bottom of spine. So that one's for you, Brandon, my lovely. Yolanda, I might as well read for you. I'll let you have a, okay, if it gets busy, I'll clock it. I don't think we'll get that busy, Yolanda, on here. Hey, Rach. So, yeah. You're welcome, Brandon. Hope it makes some sense to you, my lovely. So, Yolanda, for you, we've got the 8 of Acorns. I don't know if you can see there. There we go. So the 8 of Acorns is energy and results. So to me, obviously the results, I know what results they're meaning, because obviously I have spoke to you. So the results, I think they're going to be coming in for what you're needing. And I do think there's going to be positive results, but you've got to stop looking backwards. Because on my card, don't forget it's mirror image, you're facing the past. So there is things in the past that you do need to face and let go of. But the energy around you as well, you're getting a lot of purple and blues coming in around you, which is a very calming, healing kind of colouring coming in. I'm not sure what the number 3 has to do with you, but there is definitely a number 3 on the card. I'm just trying to see if I can see things that I'm not. I don't know who the energy is that's crossed over, but I don't know whether they thought they was posher than what they was. I don't know, because as I'm showing me, but I'm seeing like a stuck up nose. So I don't know if that's a reflection. Got no spot. Oh, Rachel, I'll get John to sort it out, my lovely. Now we're on YouTube, I can sort everybody's out. I don't think Gemma's got one either. I don't know whether this lady would have had I don't mean that she would have looked down on people, but I don't know whether she was posh or she acted posh, if that makes sense to you. There is health issues, but I'm not going to mention them, Yolanda, just because I know physically, body wise, that there's energies. So yeah, just take love with you and just know that the good times are starting to come in. Energies are going to start changing around you. Yeah, so that's what's coming in for you, my lovely. So that one's yours. Have you done Rachel's spanner? Yeah. Should have got it now, Rach. Morning, Steve. Just checking everybody's spanners. Andy. Now I've got to move back down to the bottom of my chart to see what comes up next. I think it's just do you know, I think this is going to be my first ever mod reading. Let's see what we can get for Andy. We'll switch decks and use a different pack. I can see I had to turn myself away from Mr. In-Between. Hey, Steve. You don't have to. You can go back to your Mr. In-Between if you want to, my sweets. So, Andy, for you. Hey, Jules. Hope you're well, my lovely. So, Andy, for you, that you're coming to, you've got the 201, so there's a crossroads that you're coming to. I feel at the minute you're walking on... I don't know whether you walk. To me, they always look like eggshells when they're that white stuff coming underneath. But it looks like that there's 2 people that are trying to attack you. And I don't mean physically attack, but I'm not sure whether these 2 are disagreeing with decisions that you're making, or decisions that you've got to make. I don't know where music comes in, and I don't know if music would mean like music's more of a soother than an instrument playing. I'm not sure. But it's like your flags are out. You've put your flags out, and it's like you've not given in, but you've walked away, and you've walked away the better person. There is some health issues going off because I'm seeing a red body from chest, arms, all the way down the body. And there's definitely something on the just a bit lower than the hips. I think it's like on the thigh, on one of your thighs. And I think it's more on one than it is the other. Make sure you're resting your feet as well, Andy, because your feet are showing as red, so they do need to be rested. But you've actually going to be getting, if it's not already happened, you're going to have sort of like the world is your oyster kind of thing. So all the tough times that you've been through, it's like you're coming out of it. I'm not sure. There's like, you know, like I don't want to say like a crocheted blanket, but you know, like a granite, like a round, there's something to do. And I don't know whether this is like a round blanket, but it's got different patterns on it, but it's definitely a circular thing. And I'm not sure whether that's what somebody's been fighting. I don't know whether this is something either in the family that somebody thinks it belongs to them and it doesn't, or whether there's an argument over an item. But I do feel that the two that are pecking behind you, they're sort of like arguing over something else as well. There's something else that's going off with Shield, if that makes sense. You'll have to let me know, Andy. I would yo-yo, but I like others to have theirs first. I'm trying to go through everybody, to be honest. Steve coming, and then Rachel. I think Rachel coming after Yolanda. I did Stuart. Hang on, let me go back up. So I did Brenda. I've done Andy. I've done Yolanda. Rachel's next. And then I'll get down to my comments. Rachel, for you, there's like a battle going off. And I know it's definitely within the family, the battle, but it is going to come to an end. But there's going to be 3 things that need to be done first before it can come to an end. Again, I'm not going to say too much because I know there has been problems in the past. It's showing on the card. You can see all the darkness down at the bottom. So I do believe that this is not a long thing coming, but things haven't been right, even going back to younger years. I do feel that there's been a lot of depression coming in. But the thing is, Rich, this card for me, I can't really give a full reading, a short reading from this because it just oozes you, if that makes sense. It oozes what's going off around you. So, yeah. I don't know why, though, I'm seeing like I'm seeing somebody in spirit, though, that's like sat down, and I don't know whether they're like taking the hat off to ladies. So I don't know whether there's a reference to somebody removing the hat or something like that. But I don't know whether these are birds round him or ducks, or I'm not sure whether this, because that one looks like a fish. I don't know whether there's something to do with fishing around this person in spirit rage. Fishing or ducks are involved somewhere. But it's definite male coming in. They're showing red across the shoulders, but they're showing grey down the chest. But there's definitely, and it looks like a top hat, if that makes sense, Rachel. I'm not sure what it is, but it's like they're removing something from the head. So I'll leave that one with my sweets because, like I said, I'm not going to read into cards too much because I don't think it's fair to do that. Who coming after Rachel? Rachel, Steve. Steve, let's do one from different deck. Hopefully we get some couple of new faces in. Steve, for you, we've got the Page of Shells. So for you, this card is inspirations and intuitions. So there's definitely got to be there's something coming up or something around you that is going to like personally inspire you to go on to do something different. Half of you is reaching out and doing it, but it's like do I don't I kind of movement. I'm I'm getting healing to the back as well, Steve. So I don't know whether there's healing lower middle back. You can see the heart on the back. So to me, that's loved one sending healing around that point, Steve. Don't know what the two crescent moons, but the crescent moons are like back to back to each other, if that makes sense. But there's something to do with two crescent moons around you, and also there's like another symbol in between them. So I'm not sure what that as what meaning that would you could make of that. What else can I see? Just be careful you're not putting too much pressure on your knees as well. Because I feel that your knees are gonna, there's some issues going around with the knee area. So I'm not sure whether that's you putting too much pressure. But again, the colours in the card are coming in. There's more blue than there is the pinks. So again, for me, it's referencing the blue, looking what the blues mean. But you've got blues, you've got purples, you've got yellows coming in on cards. So there's a lot of colours coming in. The pink to me is the healing from loved ones. The blue to me could represent changes coming in because you've got the blue and the purple mixing. So there's definitely changes going to be, but it's more coming around you than I think anybody else. This is just solely focused on you. And again, it's trusting that gut, trust your gut instinct. I'm not sure if it's you that's also had the problem with the eye. There's like a point in the eye. I don't know if there's some connection to an issue with somebody's eyes also. But on one of them, it's like it's bulging. So I don't know whether somebody's been suffering migraines or something like that, Steve. There's somebody coming in from spirit, but I can't see clearly. There's 1, 2, 3. There's four energies that I can see on the card that are coming in, but they're not showing themselves enough for me to describe anything. So, but there's 2 younger people. I think there's there's 2 older energies. I know one's definitely a male, and there's a lady or somebody coming, but they're in the shadows. She must have been long gone before he went because she's further back than him. And then on the other side, so it's like that's on one side of family. On the other side of the family, we've got a lady or a gent coming in. Again, I can't see him, but there's 2 younger energies attached to that one person. But I think they're more on your side at family. The 2 younger, because your head's sort of pointing to that way. So I'm not sure whether they're more connected directly to you, and the other gentleman and the lady who's further past is connected more to Jodie's side at family. But I'll leave that one with you, Steve, and you have to let me know. Who'll come in after Steve? I think. Hi, Ben. Who'll come in after? I've got Rachel. Where's Carol's in? Steve's in. I think I've read Rachel's answer. Carol, my MRI, back, right leg, and hip. So bang on with that. Oh, bless. I hope you're all right, Andy, now, and you're recovering okay, my lovely. Don't drop any cards because Mr. Brown's gone upstairs. No, it's all right. Carol, for you, we've got the 9 of crystals. So on this card, we have got security and abundance. So for me, you're definitely spinning a web. I don't know whether you're spinning a web to get away from everybody, or a spider's constantly busy. Again, Carol, I know that me and you talk we talk through YouTube, on not YouTube, through his members, through our mod chats. So I know that the action going off, there's a lot. So I'm going to look for something different. Not sure what. An elephant. I don't know why I'm seeing a baby elephant, Carol, but there's a baby elephant coming in, and I don't know who it was that in the past would have moved around a lot, because I'm seeing quite a few house moves, but this would be going back. So I'm not sure who did the moving about, but they would definitely be moving about. Why am I seeing like a goat? I've seen like, I don't know if it's I'm going to say, I don't know why, Carol, but I'm seeing, I've got like a baby elephant. I've got a goat. I don't know whether they're a farm or there's like some kind of connection with animals coming in, but it's like both sides. It's on this side and that side. So I don't know whether both sides are animal lovers, but different creatures. I'm not sure. Again, though, for you, don't take on too much, Carol, because don't keep spinning your web. Make sure you do take that time out for yourself. Security, I think your security wise, I think that comes more into maybe finances and stuff. I think the security wise, I think everything's working out the way it should be on that one. But also it's your personal security as well. But just be careful you don't spin that web too much, my lovely. Jules. I'm trying to move down chat, so I'll try and get everybody because we ain't got that many on YouTube. So I'm going to try and fit everybody in. Jules, for you, we've got the star. So there's definitely a time of reflection, healing, and peace, basically, for you. So to me, there's you're doing a lot of self-reflecting. You can see the water line behind you, and it's like everything seems to have changed all of a sudden. It's gone from maybe not being peaceful. Maybe you've had a bit of stuff going off over the last few years, though, that it's not been, you've not been able to heal from it. But now, if you look, the water's starting to calm, and you're leaving your waves. So you're actually leaving a mark now. So there's a lot of big changes coming in around you. There is a new path that's going to be opening up, but again, you're just going to take it at your own pace. I'm not sure what the connection is to a star, but there's a star in the water. So I don't know whether this star is representing somebody on your path. But I do feel that whoever this person is, this star, they're showing themselves, because I think when you've been at your darkest, they've been there to get you out. And I don't think this is a partner. I think this is somebody on a different level to a partner. Only thing is, your feathers are being ruffled at the minute. Your swan feathers are being ruffled. And we all know that when a swan swipes, it can do some damage. So to me, whatever's starting to build up in your head, diffuse it now. Don't let it continue, Jules, because once it continues, you're going to get to a point of no return, and you're just going to lash out, and you might lash out at the wrong person. But yeah, but I don't know whether this is related back to this person, though, because you're sort of like turning back in. It's like this person must have done a lot for you, but then your head's like looking back, but they're certainly starting to ruffle feathers. But I think this has been going on now for a few years, that they've been ruffling feathers. So yeah, just be careful around that person. But just keep going forward. That's what I can say, Jules. Just keep going forward, my lovely. But just watch your feathers don't get ruffled too much. Carol, Ben, hey. Let's see what we've got for Ben. Switching my pack. Oh, I got one card, I got two cards there. Why are they stuck together? So Ben, for you, we've got the Tower card. So what you see in the Tower card is it's where you constantly feel as though you're falling. There's two people around you that try and swoop in, But it's like they're here 1 minute and then they're gone the next, but then they keep like looping around. So I don't know whether this is one person or two people, because there's two birds coming round, as you can see at the side. It's like they're doing a loop. So I don't know whether it's two people that are coming around. I don't know whether these two people that are like not really good for you. It's like you get so far up, but then you fall. But as well as you falling, there's somebody else falling behind you. What you're going through, I don't know whether somebody else in family has gone through that. You know, where you're getting up and then you're like coming back down. It's like you're on that right rotating thing. You're on that like roll. So like you're up, you're down, and then you're up, you're down, and it's like that. I don't know whether there's a female, because it's a female that's falling out after you. I don't know whether this is a repeat of a female in spirit. So there would have been there must have been very close personality connections, where you feel like you're on that roller coaster ride going round. There is some grey cloud coming in a bit behind you, but you're trying to push it away. Thing is, though, can you see the red coming out of the top of the tower? That's anger. And that, I think that dark cloud just looms over and it's waiting for the anger to explode, and then it's like it can engulf. So just be careful of that. I know there's definitely been things that's been difficult within the family, again, because on one side you've got the flowers and the red hearts and things, which is there. That's underneath you on that side, you can see them there, but on the other side of the family, it's like there's nothing. It's just like it just shows issues within that side of the family. So I'm not sure where that comes into, Ben. Just don't ever give up. Just keep fighting for what you believe in, Ben, because it will happen. There is a gentleman coming in, but I do think this would be more on your dad's side than on your mum's side at family. But this is an older gentleman, and this is like going back, I would say, to when you were little, that this person would have crossed over. I'm not sure whether it was an injury to the head or there's something to do with the head, because I'm seeing like a loop coming off the head and going round. So I'm not sure whether this person passed with something to do with the head. But there's also something to do here with the cheeks, and it's all on the same side. So I'm not sure where all that's connecting to, Ben, but this seems like a long time ago passing. But they're still watching over you. They're still really connected to you. But yeah, just keep counting. Just keep an eye on that temper, and don't let family members I don't know why it's your dad's side, but I'm going to keep saying that side at family. Don't let them wind you up, because some of them are trying to reach out. Just make sure that those that are reaching out for the right reasons and not for the wrong reasons, my lovely. Don't let them get a hold of you in that sense. Next, we've got that belonged to my dad, who died last month. I've a round silver plate I got when I became godfather. Oh, wow, Andy. There's no arguments, though, about that one, is there? No results, but ringing docs tomorrow, Yolanda. Julie, Yolanda, Steve, Jules, Yolanda, Ben. And then I think we're back to the bottom. And I think, oh, Simon. Hey, Simon, how are you, my lovely? And I've got Craig in as well, I think. We've got Craig as well. So I've got Simon and Craig. I don't know who come in first, but I saw Simon's name there. But he's saying, hey, Craig. So I'll read Simon and then I'll read for Craig. Simon Jarvis is next. See, look, Yolanda's on it. Simon, for me, you've got the Judgment card. You're very, very, let me get Simon up on screen. There we go. You've definitely come a long way, Simon. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like different knots up in the rope. But to me, I think you're taking yourself away from situations. I don't know whether it's more to do with it's more to do, Simon, with more like, I don't know whether it's like a study type of thing or a work thing, but it's like you've worked really hard to achieve where you've got to. And I don't think you've achieved fully what your potential is. Because as you can see, there's an opening just before you, and it's like you're having a sit down, you're having a break before you give yourself that last push, and then you pushed it, and it's like then you'll have completed what it is that you've been completing. But I do think you've worked on this for quite a while. I do see that there's some leg issues with you. I'm going to say lower waist issues. But I do feel as well, though, you let things build up and build up. Your head's going into a point, and then it starts going up like really thin. And to me, it's like you let things build up, and then it's like a slow release. Try and work on not letting it build up and dealing with it as it comes. Then you don't end up with this like grey shadow hanging over you, if that makes sense to you, Simon. Again, though, you're cocooned in a heart shape of trees, but I'm not. I don't like saying that there's not love enough, because everybody's loved. But I'm not sure whether your upbringing from both sides, mom and dad, would have been fairly strict when you were younger, Simon, just because there are the trees are showing. Don't know if there were a level of strictness that you needed to go, but I do see but you weren't the only one that started out doing these like trying to make the differences, trying to make that difference in your life. I do feel that other family members did try, but they weren't as lucky as what you were. They weren't I don't know whether they didn't have the mindset, whether they didn't have the push to do what you did. And I don't know whether that's just like because you're like bang in the middle, it's like you've just stayed in the middle. But there is a lot of love around you, but I don't believe you got shown it, if that makes sense, Simon. You'll have to let me know in comments whether that makes any sense to you. But keep reaching, have the break you need, have that rest, but then clear your mind. And once your mind's cleared, start working again towards whatever goal it is you're working, because you've come too far to just stop now. There has been hurdles in the way, there has been difficulties, but that one more push, that one more step is going to get you out. And you will break, you'll be like not breaking through, but there's like a breakthrough within the family, if that makes sense. So I don't know whether you're going to be the first to achieve what you're doing. I don't know whether it's a first for the family, but it's definitely going to bring that connection back in for you all, if that makes a bit of sense. I've just got to do Craig, and then I will do Debbie. Amy, you're still there. It appears a mod hit your name in error. Many apologies. Amy, they've put you in a timeout mode. Oh dear. You can, Emily. I've just got a couple to do, and then I'll get right with you, my lovely. So for you, my lovely Craig, and I ain't got Craig on screen. I ain't got Craig's name on screen, so I will just put that up, take that off, take Emily off at minute, because I'm doing Craig. So Craig, for you, you've got the tower also, but this is a different kind of tower than the tower that we've just had in my other set, because I'm using two different sets. For me, Craig, you've got a lot of things that you need to get off your chest. Hey, Amy. There's a lot of things I think you need to get off your chest. You need to release a lot. You're holding on to things that you don't need to hold on to, Craig. And it's like coiling. It's making you, I think it's making you slightly poorly, but you're not fully aware that it's making you poorly, but you definitely need to unwind. I don't know what there's issues within the tummy, and I would say it's not just one part of the back. It's like centric back, but then it like comes round on itself. So I don't know whether it's affecting your shoulders or something like that, but there's definitely some kind of issues. I don't think these are a permanent thing, but just as it's showing me, because it's showing me in like a blue line, but it's showing me more a circle on one side at shoulder, just below it, it's like a circle. So they must be like a spot where I don't know if it's a trapped nerve, but it goes straight down, but then it goes straight down into your spine. But it's only going to middle of the spine. I don't think it's hitting the bottom of the spine. Your third eye is getting open, but at the minute there's more you need to do before your third eye will open. I can show you where your third eye is on your body. Your third eye's down there, and obviously your third eye needs to move up here. So you've got a lot of work to do a lot of work towards to start working with the energies around you. But everything's possible as long as we all work hard at what we're doing, and learn your own ways, listen to what other people say, but always learn your own ways. You don't need to do it just because that's how somebody shows you how to do it. Make sure you learn it your own way. But the third eye, the possibility of it opening could be, but you could be more, because your third eye is showing where it's showing in your gut. So listen to your gut first, because listening to your gut will help you. To me, it's the energies coming in that help us that give us that gut feeling on whether it's that's like one of their direct ways to communicate with us. So start listening to your gut feeling first, and if it feels right, go for it. If it doesn't, don't. But start unwinding. I feel as though at the minute you're trying to hold two people together. It's like they've gone off track. There's a section between two people. You can see it there in the card. One holding one holding the other. And it's like you're holding on to these two people, trying to get them to work out whatever they need to work out. At some point, you're going to have to let go because they need to do that for themselves. I don't know whether that's where the pressure point's building up, where you're coiling it all in, because it's like you're having to deal with it when it's not your thing to deal with, if that makes sense. For you, Craig. Who did we say were next? Let me go back up. I've done Simon. I've done Craig. Is it Emily or Debbie? Debbie, I think, isn't it? Debbie. Oops. So it was you, Steve. Well, it's Steve here, man. Get him told. Debbie, for you, you've got the High Priestess. So the High Priestess, I'm seeing that there is issues with the feet again also on this card. But there's also two energies coming at side of you. One from mom's side of family, one from dad's side of family. Again, there's a lot of eyes on you, and it's like, I think sometimes it's too many eyes on you. I think it's like, I don't know whether that's more of a reliant thing with the eyes on you, Debbie. I don't know whether too many people are relying on you. You're holding too many secrets. You're a secret keeper. And I think a lot of people trust you to hold their secrets. And it's like, you can only hold so many. Without them starting to take a toll on you. So again, you do need to start listening, because, and again, empathy. I don't know how, I want to say that you're quite empathic, is it? Just because of how everything is, but it's definitely affecting your inner self also, because of the colours it's showing. So if I show you, it's like you're all dark inside, and I think that's because you're, like I said, you're a problem solver, but I think a lot of other people rely on you. Two energies that are coming in, like I said, one's on mum's side, one's on dad's. But as the family tree goes up, there's been quite a few losses on both sides of the family, I think. I think you've probably had to deal with a little bit more loss than what people want to. Just be careful, because there's two snakes around your feet. Now, I'm not saying two snakes are bad, but it's like with snakes, for me, it's people haven't got your best interest at heart. So just be careful, because there is two of them. And they're showing in red. So to me, I don't say they're a danger, because that's a big thing to say, but just be aware of the two. But you've also got two other friends coming in on top of them, and it's like the three of you, they're aware of them more so than you. So I think for you that you're going to get to find out I don't think you can see these at the minute, but your outer circle of friends can see these two people, and they know they're not good. So they're like sort of like watching them, but keeping close, if that makes sense, because there's definitely something going off with that with those two at the bottom. And I don't know what the issue is lower down in the tummy. Well, it's slightly lower than tummy, but I'm going to say tummy just because we're where we are. I don't know what the issue, that there's issues going off, but I would say lower tummy end. There is a few issues going off. So I don't know who it is who suffers with them. I've got Antoinette ringing me, and I can't answer. Who did we say we're after, Debbie? Emily. Antoinette, I'm live. I can't ring her. If anybody's got Antoinette on Messenger, can you just ring her and let her know that I'm live for the next 10-15 minutes over on YouTube? So I don't want her to think that I've just ignored a call for no reason. But yes. For you, Emily, we've got the Seven of Pentacles. You're definitely gung-ho and ready for the future. You're ready to take on quite a lot. All the Acorns, they're standing for things that are coming up around you. And it's like you're racing. You're just waiting to get out there and just start. In fact, for you, I think you're making some decisions on which ones to go for first. I think one of them, I think eventually the two choices that you're making, to start on one, it would lead to the other one anyway. But it would take longer. And if you started on the other one, vice versa. So to me, I don't think there's much choice in the decision you're making, because either one you go for, it's still going to take longer to achieve the other one, if that makes sense to you. But you're definitely in thinking mode. So there's a lot to think about. There's definitely somebody from family that's holding, they're giving like an olive branch. So I don't know if there's been a little bit of with two people in the family, but they are holding the olive branches out. Whether they say sorry or not is a different thing, because we all know how stubborn people can be for apologies. Don't know what this is. It's like the chest, and it's connected to the belly, but in the belly it looks like a hook, and then it's like circle. Not sure whether that's like an acid refluxy type thing, or there's something to do with the chest area leading down to the stomach. So I don't know if it's like a acid reflux kind of thing going off. There's something going off around that part of the chest. I don't know if you've hurt one of your arms slightly because there's quite swollenness coming in the shoulder and top of the arm. You put a good front on, though. You hide your dark thoughts, or deep dark, when you say dark thoughts, your depression, you hide your depression really well. You make people think that everything's okay and hunky-dory, when it's not. But you seem to be dealing with it. You are releasing it. So there is some way. But if ever one point you come and you can't seem to release it, you need to start talking to somebody. They can show you. See that the blue coming up off your head, that's how people perceive you. But the real you is that's who you hide from, is the where you see the dark going around your head, but you can see the dark coming out either side. So it's like you do deal with the depression quite well. It's not something, might not even be depression that you have, but it's something that you're dealing with in your mind yourself. But you know what to do to release. But people around you don't see you as that kind of person. So I'm not sure, Emily, whether you come off as quite a bubbly kind of person. And people don't say, do you know what I mean? Aren't you cold? No, Jules, I've got back door open because when I do tarot readings, I get really hot. So yeah, don't I text why? Oh, cheers, Rachel, my lovely. Who else have we got for a reading? Scotty's coming, so I can do Scotty. Have I done Amanda? Have I done Amanda Morehouse? You have to put me a couple of names up at bottom for who I've done and who I haven't done yet, because I forget. Scotty, you've got the Hierophant card. Somebody high up in your family, there is a head of the family, but it's funny because this person claims they're the head of both sides of the family, if that makes sense. So you've got your mom's side and your dad's side, but then there's somebody in the middle that says, actually, I'm the head of both. I don't know what that references to. There's also somebody, though, in spirit, and I don't know whether this is going down your generations, Scotty, but there's also somebody that had the gift, had the third eye. I don't want to say, I'm going to say spiritual. There's somebody that was definitely spiritual. Whether they were a pagan descendant, I'm not sure. I don't think this person would have been of a Christian faith or a Catholic faith or anything, because to me, they were very, I don't know whether you class them as eccentric people, but I would have thought this person in their time would have been quite eccentric. But whoever this is, and I do believe this person's in spirit, but they're the ones that are like taking, they're the ones that are like saying, when I was here, I ruled the family kind of thing on both sides. So I don't know who this person would be. But what I can say with this person is they did live a long and fulfilling life, but there was something to do with the stomach area. But I think that when they passed, it was something else that was diagnosed, or the diagnosis come late, because there's a red patch at the side, which is putting a, it's making it look like it were one thing, but actually it were another thing. So you'll have to look back on that, Scotty. But you are a close family. Somebody is going to be leaving the nest, though. Somebody's going to be making their own path. Just because they're leaving doesn't mean that they're not going to be coming back, because they will. But I think somebody's going to be moving away. So whether it's a new house, a new beginning, I don't know. But there's definitely somebody that's like flying away. So there is somebody going to be leaving the family fold. there's going to be some more baby news, Scotty. I do believe that there's going to be within the next four months. I think there's going to be some more baby news coming in, because I'm seeing the baby inside the tummy, but I'm also seeing two children in spirit. So I don't know whether there's been 2 miscarriages or 2 losses of babies within the family. But there is definitely 2 children in spirit. But on one of them, to me, I think there's going to be more baby news coming. So you'll have to let me know on that, Scotty. But yeah, just for me, this is just a fantastic card, Scots, because it just shows that support network that you've got in family. We all family around supporting everybody. But there were definitely one matriarch, but whoever it is, whether it's male or female, they're like saying they were like both sides of family. So don't know whether it'd be your mom's mom that were like, I rule that your dad as well as your mom, or whether it was your dad's mom that ruled your mom as well as your dad, if you know what I mean. But there was somebody with that very strong links. But whoever she was, she did have go on in touch with like a spiritual side, connect to spirits. Lindsay, do someone else because I've booked a reading, my lovely. When you booked in, Amanda, reading. Have I already booked you in, Amanda? Oh, no, it's Amanda. Oh, sorry, Amanda, bloody hell. Are you sure, Amanda? Because I can still do your 1-card reading, whether you're booked in or not, because it'll be, because a 1-card reading is different to a full reading. I'll message you in mod chat after. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Scott. Yeah, when I do a 1-card reading, it's more or less. It's so different from having a full card reading, because with a full card reading, you've got 7 or more cards coming out. So I'm going to do your 1-card reading, because it might be just things that are going off around you now that you need to know. But yeah, and then I think Amy. I haven't done Amy, have I? So for you, you've got the Empress card. So again, you can see that there is health issues going off. But again, with the health issues, I'm not sure whether it's like 1 step forward, 1 step back, 1 step forward, 1 step back kind of movement going on. There is somebody in spirit though that's coming through, but they were like they want to say that they're the strength. So I don't know whether when they were living they would have been your strength. But there's definitely a strength connection. There's also a connection to like like when like a daisy chain kind of thing. I'm not sure whether it's a daisy chain or a ruby, like it's showing me a ruby chain around this person in spirit. So I'm not sure what the chain or necklace would be and who that would be for, Amanda. You do lean on somebody. There is somebody in life that you can lean on, and they will get you through, even though you do a lot of the seeing other people through. When you need somebody, there is that one person there that will always be there regardless, and they're like your rock. They're the one that sort of like keeps you going, if that makes sense, Amanda. Lots of ideas coming up in the head, but again, these anger spots. So I'm not going to say everything's okay. But Amanda, don't comment back to any of this. Just put yes or no. Don't give anything, because I don't want it to affect your main reading. So there is things you are angry about, but they're like dotted all over. It's like they're not coming together. So this thing's making you angry, and then this thing's making you angry. Whereas though I think it's one big thing, but you're not dealing with that correctly, if that makes sense. So I'm going to leave you with that, Amanda, because like I said, we have got a main reading coming up, and then I've got me Amy to read for. So I'll try this pack, and then I'm going to finish off after I've done Amy, and we are going over to members area, and I'm going to read for some members, and depending on how many I read for, we might do a pendulum challenge. Nemesis, how are you, my lovely? I might even manage to get Nemesis in before 9 o'clock. Amy, for you, we've got the King of Acorns. You're definitely ready to move, Amy. And there's a big move coming in. You're going to take a massive leap in what's coming next. Don't rush too far, because there is going to be something to do with money that's coming up. Somebody is going to try and get in your way to make things a little difficult, but just stride over them, because you've got to make this choice for you. I don't know what it is. There's like two triangles, but they're like facing each other. I don't know whether it was like a head, it's like headband kind of things. Don't know what that refers to, but there's definitely, like, if you draw two triangles, they're like pointing in at each other, and there's something in either side. Bow tie, maybe, might be a picture of bow tie. If it's picture bow tie, I'm not sure whether there's like an occasion that's going to be coming up. That it's going to be like top hat and tails, bow tie, something like that, Amy. But just be ready to get that leap. Don't stress about the money, because it's on the card. The money's there. The money's under the acorn, so the money's going to be safe. So don't think about obviously we have to think about money, but don't let money stop you from making the decision that you need to go across and do, my lovely. So just watch the belly area as well, and pressure from the head and down to like top of the spine. Just watch for that, Amy. Also, I don't know if it's a muscle problem with the tummy, because there's like these lines going down. I'm not sure if that's a muscle kind of problem. I'm not sure. But yeah, just watch the head down. But bar from that, take the chances. Keep your optimism flowing, and keep positive. That's what this one's telling me, Amy. So yeah. So just watch for that one. We've got Nemesis and Joanne to read for. Sorry, Joanne, I was being quiet too, lovely. Never be quiet. You have to be loud in chat. So for Nemesis, my lovely, we've got the 4 of Acorns for you. So let's see what we can see in this card. There's a lot of purple coming in around you, which to me is a lot of healing energy from loved ones in spirit, and it is like coming all around you. But you're getting like a white light coming around the head. So I'm not sure whether Nemesis, it's you that suffers with the head, but there's a lot of healing coming round to the head. I don't know what they are. It doesn't look like money, but they are like round coins. Or round buttons, or the small round things, but there must be a collection coming in. But it's like these were connected to 2 people who have passed in the family. So whether they both collected the same things, I'm not quite sure. But they're like round. All I can tell you is they're round. And there's something to do with 2 people in spirit. I think one of them's a gentleman, but I don't know if this gentleman had a tash, because it's either it looks like he's got dark lips. So I don't know whether it's like a tash that he's got. I don't know if this one's army related, just because when I look, it's just sort of like his hat. So I don't know if there's somebody who's crossed over that would have been army based or that kind of line of work. But they're also coming, but there's a child also connected to them coming in with them. So I'm not sure who this is, would be in your family nemesis. You'd have to have a look back and through your history to see who this gentleman is. But there's definitely a child's energy coming in with this one. On the other side, I'm not seeing who it is, but I do know that there was something that both sides of the family, or both these people in spirit collected. They both collected the same thing. So there must have been a collection of something going off. Just be careful around the chest area. I'm not sure whether it's like an asthma or a change in like a coughing or something. I'm not sure, but there's something in the chest. To me, it's more of an asthma thing because it like flicks in and flicks out. So I don't know if it's you that suffers with the asthma or the chest, but just be careful because it looks like there could be a flare up. Nothing that you're not used to, but it's just saying it unless it's already happening. I can't see your feet and I can't see your hands. So I'm not sure whether you also suffer with hand and feet issues, because like I say, your hands and your feet are sort of like buried. So yeah, they're just showing me that in card. But again, you need to stop looking back at past, because the future's so much brighter. It's like the energies are trying to pull you forward to start you looking forward. Don't just stay in one place. Make sure you take every opportunity coming up, because there's so many opportunities starting to come up, but because you're looking back at one opportunity, you're missing all the new ones that are coming in. So yeah, I'll leave that one with you, my lovely. Burnt my hand years ago. Oh wow. How is it now, Nemesis? Is it all right? Are your hands okay now? Right, I'll just read for Joanne, and then Joanne's my last one. Joanne, for you, we've got the shadow card. So the shadow card for me is you're laid on the top. Oh, that's good, Nemesis. You're the overwatcher, you're the overseer. You're laid there watching everything that's going off around you. You're aware of all the situations going off, but you're also, I'm going to say, you're anxious, and it's like you're waiting for it to happen. It might not have happened, but it's like you're waiting for it to happen. You know it's going to happen, and because you know it's going to happen, you're waiting for it. So then when it does happen, you're telling yourself, I knew that was going to happen, when it might not have happened. But it's like that thought process, and that's the kind of thing that I'm seeing here. I know you have had to climb quite a lot of hills. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 bumps, and every 4 bumps it's come to, there's always something to do with time, because there's clocks in between each of the bumps. So I don't know whether the timings had to be right at certain times for this, or time's got to be ready for certain changes, but there's definitely a time issue every time you've gone over the lumps. Let me show you the bumps in the card. You can see them there going up. So you've got your 1, your 2, your 3, and your 4. But in between there, look, there, next one, and next one, you can see the 3 clocks. I don't know what the time issue is. So there must have been something to do with timing issues. There is an energy stepping forward from spirit. There's 2. There's 1 coming in to the side of you. But I'm not sure whether this energy that's coming into the side, because it's below, they're like poking the face round the corner there. Because the level they're on, I'm not sure whether this person would have had similar tendencies to Chloe, just because of how they're peering in and where on the where on the card they're peeking in at, if that makes sense. I know there's a child's energy in spirit also, but that's going back quite a while, that the child spirit, and I don't know whether this is before or not. But your family tree is great. It's your family's actually blossomed. I think we're a struggle to start with. You can see this is your own family, not your outer family, but you can see the struggle starting, but then you can see it's sort of like blossomed there. So the family's where it needs to be. I do think you need to not be as uptight, if that makes sense. And I hope I don't say that out of turn, Joanne. But there's a lady's energy, I think, coming in spirit. Now, she's keeping herself fairly in the shadows. And there's a gentleman coming in, but I think there's something to do with a beard with it. I'm not sure whether that's Scottish. I know it's only because of how the hat looks and the beard. So I don't know if there's a Scottish connection to you, Joanne. But there's definitely a man and woman stepping forward, but they are keeping in the shadows. I don't know whether you would have personally known them in life just because of how dark they're showing, but they're always watching you. And there's also a couple, a younger man and woman in spirit that have been closer to you. But they're kissing. So I don't know what they're just stood on your back. They're like just behind your back. So I don't know what that references to, because they're both kissing in spirit. So I don't know whether this is a question you've been asking. Is somebody together with somebody? I'm not sure, but they're showing themselves as kissing. So yeah, they are together, if that was your question. But yeah, that's what I'm getting for you, my sweet. So that's it. So I'm going to say thank you to everybody that's joined us on YouTube. Hopefully next time we're on, we get a couple more in to do some free readings for. And if anybody that's on, if you can pass that on to others and let them know when we're going to be on, it would be good. We are going to start going back live on YouTube once we get out investigating. So up until that, thank you so much for everybody's support, and we shall see you later. Mwah! Much love. I'll see you in members in about 5-10 minutes. See you soon. Bye. End the broadcast.